Testing, 1, 2. Shalom, Israel. With ISUPK started off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahanna. Started off 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group, any other Muslim or African or who else? Any Elamites or Moabites or Ammonites group, any other group. We're not affiliated with anybody else. This is Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge doing the Lashawan Qadash class. My name is Officer 1000 Kazak Shapar, teaching that the Hebrew started off in the original. Let's get a pointer here. In the original, we have a Hebrew chart up here, the ancient Hebrew. There are 22 characters in the Hebrew, of course, and we have connectors. We're going to deal with a little bit of Hebrew with ancient Hebrew, and of course, on the bottom middle line there we have the Assyrian Hebrew, and it has no connectors, and it sounds a little bit like ba ga da, but it has no connectors. It has all ending characters in it, and there are 5 of them, which comprises to make that language. The Assyrian 27 characters. We don't call them alphabets. We call it characters because that's what they are. They're little pictures or that makes a sound. And of course, those sounds can be put together. They can be joined with other sounds, especially when you're dealing with the ancient Hebrew. It's the the first and foremost. So we had the first and foremost language, right? The whole earth was one language, really, by the way. It was one language at one time before, when Nimrod was on the face of the earth, which that's hence where we're going to get into before we get into our. Anyway, let's see what we have in the chat here. Who we have up in the chat? Let's salute the brothers and sisters. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Barak a thumb to my brothers. Yahweh Shema al Thun Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai to all of my sisters. Lashawan Qadash class before we start is means just like I said here, the Lashawan is the tongue. Holy means Qadash. So if you put them together, you have the tongue of the holy. We're holy people, priests and prophets. The blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, this whole Bible was written only for the children of Israel. That's what you have to understand. So by the time the other heathens, we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, how to stay away from their holidays and their days that they call. We have holy days, and we'll show you about that. We're going to get into Christmas a little bit here. We have other people up in the chat. Who we have up in the chat?
We have Officer Sharp checking in from South Carolina.
Officer Sharp.
And we have Young Man Dennis.
Young Man Dennis.
Checking in from Fountain Inn.
Right, from Fountain Inn. Okay. Yabashim Yashai Baraka Thumb to my brothers. What sisters we have in
there? We have Radquah checking in from Myrtle Beach.
Okay. Yes, sisters.
We have Manaima.
Radquah from Myrtle Beach. Okay. Manaima.
From Nashville.
Manaima from Nashville. Good.
Okay. We have
Izara.
And I'm here.
And Hawaba. Okay, let's clap up for class. Okay. I salute the sisters again. Yahweh Shamar al-Thun by Shem Yahweh Shai. Athun means you all in plural form. Athun. We went over that before. We may go over it again, the salutes, if we have a little time left. And of course, if you want to say it in the men's, it's I thumb or ah thumb. Slaki for the Southern vernacular here, living in Greenville. When I say eyes, our thumb. So but anyway, just letting you know. Oh, Salaki for 1 second. Hold a minute. Okay. All right. Salaki for that. Little timeout. Okay, we ready. We back to start here. Oh, it's this is saying this foolishness about Christmas time, man, and all these what fake joyful occasions about people. They think they're happy, but they're really not. There is no what's our title here? There is no joy or happiness in Christmas. There isn't any. You think there are, but see, when they show you all the lights and glamour and lights and action, of course, we're doing a Lashawan Qadash class, but I'm setting the stage for words that we're, of course, we're going to go over. I do this every class. I go over words and let you guys transliterate them because the Bible has already been translated. The King James already translated the Bible. So we say King James was a black man, right? Of course. Uh, when we say transliteration, then of course we'll put some on the board and let you guys go over it in Hebrew and explain it to you so you guys get a better explanation. But I mean, you're talking about when you talk about Christmas, you're talking about the origin of Nimrod. Nimrod, you're talking about him. Was that Genesis 10 and 9? And let's see, we'll read a little bit about it. Nimrod was a mighty hunter, man. You see, he's an African man, he was a mighty hunter. Appreciate Officer Sharp putting in the chat the names. If you're gonna get your Hebrew name, make sure you post your name in the chat so we can be sure that if you're a new student starting out, right? What did I say? And of course, what did I say? Genesis what? 9? Okay. Genesis no, Genesis 10 and 9. I'm sorry, Slocky. Mm-hmm. Genesis 10 and 9. Okay. So when you're talking about Nimrod, he was a mighty hunter, or basically a mighty man too. That means when you say mighty, that means he was just like Michael Jordan or one of these mighty people of the one of our people. But Nimrod was not one of our people. He was a just mighty man on the earth. He was a what? He was a Hamite. That's what you have to understand. And Hamites, of course, are what? Yeah, well, we should. He was a heathen, really. Hamite, okay? But he was a mighty hunter before the Lord, for the Most High. Let's read about it. Cush. Here you go. Here you go. Let's read about it here. And Cush begat Nimrod. Now, who is Cush? Cush, of course, is an African man. Okay, here the sons of Cush. Will you go back for this? Let's go back to verse 6. And the sons. We're talking about Nimrod and how we're going to lead you a little bit about how Christmas began, because there ain't nothing happy about it, man. There's not people. Our people are dying out here in the street. We're going to show you how some heathen got credit for that. All the way back, man. This heathen. This is crazy, man. Check this out. And the sons of Ham, verse 6, Cush and Mizraim. That's over in where? That's in Egypt, right? And Put, that's northern Africa. And Canaan, that's southern Africa, if I'm not mistaken, right? And the sons of Cush, Seba, Halava, and Sapta, and Rama, and Sapticha, something like that. And the sons of Rama, Sheba, and Dedan, and Cush begat. Cush, when you say the Bible says begat, it means, that was his seed, Nimrod. So Cush was Ham, that means his son. Nimrod was Ham, became a mighty, began to be a mighty one in earth, right? He was a mighty hunter before the Most High, for it is said, even Nimrod, the mighty hunter, before the Lord. Okay, and the beginning of his king was Babel, Eric, and Akkad. I'm sorry, and Calne and the land of Shinar, and so on and so forth. Well, here we go. And out of that land went forth Asher and builded Nineveh and the city of Rabbah. I'm not going to get much further than that, but that's what Nimrod came from, mighty Yahanna, because that's the story begins like that, where Nimrod uh, was he had a son. Man, Nimrod, the grandson of Nimrod. Let's see, Nimrod, the son of Cush, the grandson of Ham. And of course, you remember when you had Ham, Shem, and Japheth, right? Of course, like I said, Nimrod is not our people. He's not part of the children of Israel. Just make sure you guys understand that. He's a Hamite, and that's where the Romans even stole part of his story and part of his his history to make their entrapment of Christianity happen. We're going to show you that a little bit here. We're not going to get into depth with it, just to show you, okay? The great grandson of Noah, the Tower of Babel came from him. That's when when all the earth was of one language, man, the Bible says, Nimrod, all the earth was of one language, and that's one people, one language. That's before that. When all the earth was one language, Nimrod being a mighty hunter, the Lord had to confuse the languages so that we wouldn't try to become one people. That's the problem right there. So that's where we got started with that. So Nimrod had his mother name was Semiramis. That's what you have to understand, okay? And of course, when Nimrod died, I'm just kind of give you kind of brief that Nimrod died, and then his mother Semiramis reportedly, I'll just say Semiramis had a child. Some people said that was by Nimrod's seed implanting, right? Okay. Tammuz would have been his name, right? As a child, right? The mother and daughter. The mother and son, Jesus. The mother, Tammuz was a child. The mother declared him as the return of Nimrod. Nimrod came back to the earth. That's what Tammuz was. He was supposed to be like a reincarnation of Nimrod, okay? And he came back in the spirit and in this evergreen tree. Nimrod's spirit was in an evergreen tree. That's where Nimrod's spirit lies as the story goes, okay? That's where Christmas came from. You had all of that. So when you see the Christmas lights, right, and all of these joyful occasions and all of the bulbs and all that, she demanded that if you don't worship this tree, which my son is in, this is what Semiramis says, I'm gonna kill you guys. So we're not gonna get into all this story, but that's when you see lights, bulbs, and a Christmas tree. That's just like you said, right? We have on screen right now. That's when you see the story of Christmas. But there, we got to realize that when you see this story here, our people are being what we have out in the street now, man. We have ICE coming around doing so-called this time of the year, right? And any time of year, basically. But so far, this ain't no joyous occasion at all for us, for the children of Israel. When you have the story of the Romans and Nimrod, the Hamites, they all after us, man. When have the story of this ICE killing us in the street, man. This don't bring family together. This don't bring us together at all. But I'm showing you in Lashawan Qadash class, we're going to bring about some words on the board to show you, right? Turn to Jeremiah 10:2, because the Lord show you don't worship out of this tree. That's what Semiramis, the mother of Nimrod, wanted you to do, to think that the solemnity of this tree and the spirit had Nimrod in it. And that's what people think. There is no joy in that, man. There's no joy, because your kids ain't just because they didn't get a Christmas present. There's nothing happy about that. Or you got mothers over here sulking because they didn't spent all the rent bill because they didn't buy the child no Christmas present. Right? But that's what that is. Let's turn about Jeremiah 10:2, right? Let's read that. Let's see what the Lord said about this heathen occasion right here, right? Jeremiah 10:2. Just a brief synopsis on what the story says right here. One of these days I'll do a full reading on that. Jeremiah 10:2 is what I said. Let's turn Jeremiah 10:2. Hear ye. Let's go to verse 1. Hear ye, the Lord gives it warns about us not to be worshiping idols. And it all, I'm letting you know, it all started all the way back in Nimrod's days, a Hamite. Okay. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. What heathens he's talking about? He's talking always from any heathen, any Gawayam, any heathen, any heathen. It doesn't matter. If it's not the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, okay, then you shouldn't be learning from any of its ways. And we'll get into that in a second. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Don't be dismayed when you see the signs in heaven, man, with that the heathen put up there with the astrology and mystical goings on and lights in the sky, right? For the heathen are dismayed at them. The heathen are stressed out over them, which makes you distressed out over them. That's what this is all about. When you're distressed out all of them, now you saying that that's happiness in your family. That don't seem like no love, man. I don't think I want that right there. I don't think I want that love in my family. No happiness. You dismayed. You because your child comes and say, look, my classmate got some 200. How much Jordan costs nowadays? I don't know. He got some 250 Jordans for under the Christmas tree, under some Hamite tree with the spirit in there, and I'm gonna put on my Jordans and then have fun. That don't seem like it. I got to spend. Here it is. I barely can't pay the rent. Pay your Passover fee first, and then put the rest. Give the rest. Put it in the bank. That's what you do. And then, well, pay your tithe and offering. Then pay your Passover fee. Put the rest in the bank so you can pay your rent instead of buying some $200 Jordan. Right? Yeah. And then forget about this Christmas, man. Forget about all this. This stuff is pagan. You know, we're supposed to be believing in this. But that's what our people call themselves doing. I think I'll just go over here and keep the heathens. Listen, if you're gonna do that, why are you seeking to join the heathen? What does the Bible says again? Thus says the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed of the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. He's terrified. That word dismayed literally means terrified. Okay, it means like, so if you're terrified, what's this say? Learn for the heathen is terrified. He wants you to be terrified. He wants you to be terrified. That's what this word means. So if he wants you to be, hell, I looked it up. Hey, let's look it up. Let's look up dismay. Let's look up this word. I look it up. Dismay. Let's just look it up. Let's make sure, because I don't want you guys to go out here thinking this word. We're gonna find this word here. I may, it says to be shattered, to be dismayed, broken, abolished, right? It says, learn not this word, man, to dismay, terrify, shatter. You shatter all your dreams of paying your rent by erecting a Christmas tree. That's basically what this is saying, right? You put that Christmas tree back up there again. Put that Christmas tree. This is what you call yourself terrified. You're actually terrified, and this Christmas tree supposed to make your spirit better because you see Nimrod in there. I don't see him in there nowhere. I take some brother had on there the best way to light a Christmas tree, and he lit a match right to it. Light a match that Christmas tree, tear it up. That Christmas tree has no love in it. Okay, right? That makes sense. It's put there. And then it says, for the custom, verse 3, for the Jeremiah 10:3, read along with me. For the customs of the people are vain. What people? These these heathens. They're vain, man. You call Esau, who's that? AKA what? The devil. Edomites. Him. And all of those are the Roman type people, right? And you might as well say all of Edomites. We did in class a chart with all of the what's nations around the world, and the 18 nations, and we showed you where all of the heathen nations are, man. so that you can understand. Esau is metamorphing himself in many nations, right? You go over there to Scandinavia, you go over there into where, Finland, Scotland, right? Russia. You'll find an Edomite somewhere drifting over there, trying to hide, trying to metamorph, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he probably believes in his Christmas tree over there too, you know. But anyway, for the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of his hand of the workman with the axe. Put that tree back on, because that's a lot of people don't understand the custom of the people are vain. I remember my dad used to go and grab a Christmas tree out of the forest, man, when I was a young kid. My mother, they go in there. I said, "Why you got this Christmas tree?" "Oh, we just want to smell it." And they did exactly what this says right here, verse 4. They decked it with silver and gold and fastened it with nails. He took a nail. So what the hell are you gonna do with this nail? We had wooden floors. They nailed this damn thing to the floor. Jesus. Yeah. And they decked it with silver. That's what you see. Put it back up there again. You see it right there? They deck it with silver and gold. They fastened it with nails with a hammer that it moved not. That's that Christmas tree you see right there with green, red, gold lights. Well, they said right here, silver and gold, but people have gotten a little bit more sophisticated to put green, red lights, lavender light, purple lights, blue lights. They don't give a damn what it is, as long as it don't move. And it sit up there and people say, I see Nimrod in there, that baby Tammuz, right? It says, yeah, that's good enough for that. It's just another God. Matter of fact, let's read about that. Let's read about that. Verse 5, they are upright as the palm tree. That's what that is. But they speak not. They must need to be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do either. Neither also is there them to do good. This is not, this is nothing that the Most High wants you to worship. That's what I was getting at. Okay, sorry about that. So that story, right? It's the false beliefs of that story, man. You under financial pressure trying to believe in that Christmas tree, trying to buy things and trying to make yourself buy gifts and be joyful out of this. Okay, false belief. The Christmas tree. It came Jeremiah 10 and 2, right? The Christian church has adopted it. This is what it is. Catholicism, man, is adopted through the Roman Catholic Church, right? They got statues of Isis. The Romans later adopted statues of Isis, right? And then Horus. That makes sense? Now, guess what these gods, Isis and Horus, were later renamed? You'll never grab this. Isis and Horus. We got the little baby pictures up in there. I don't know, maybe not. Okay, but Isis and Horus, right? They renamed Mary and the baby Jesus. You have Mary in there sitting up there looking like that, like sitting up there with a little bonnet on, and then baby Jesus, naked as an absolute jaybird, sitting up there with little. Sometimes they have little wings on them, because the Roman Catholic wants you to think Caesar Borgia sitting up there as a baby. I'm gonna get into all of the stories, man, here, but they want you to think that's the actual Christ. Of course, we know Christ is a black man from the tribe of Judah, man. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, right? And then, of course, the other tribes, all the way down to Israel, right? I mean, all the way down to Issachar, Salakia, the 12 tribes of Israel, right? They make sense. They renamed Mary the goddess of Isis and Horus. That's what the Christian church had brought about and tried to spread all over the earth through the Christmas tree. Yes, what would you got?
Salakia, I want. Michael Love said, Salakia, sir, I don't see how a Christian pastor could read this and go out and put a tree in his church and feel good about it.
Wrap it up for the month. Damn right. That's right, Michael. Exactly right. And feel good about it. That's because he's too busy being greedy. Now, you don't want me to get into pastors, Mike, but I'm gonna let you ride with that. But you're right. But that's what it is. That's what the Christian church is. He's put himself first and over the children of God. Our gates languish, man, because we don't have pastors that can go about feeding the flock. That's what it is. Okay, but you're exactly right. Mike. But it became that Roman feast of purification became the feast of nativity. That's what you see, right? Or to say Jesus in the manger. That's where they get all of these. Now, how you gonna feel good or loved once you know the truth about all this? But you see, this is people see all this, and then they have the shame of it is they have all this in living color of Edomite color. Kind of hot. And this ain't what and this ain't even and you sitting up there black as Christmas. Here you are, a dark-skinned brother, which the Most High made us. Our skin color, strong, deep, chocolate, all the way from chocolate to light skin. You see, and you think that this little baby Jesus sitting here, that Nimrod started, that the Catholic Church has started, that made out of the god of Isis and Horus, renamed Mary and baby Jesus, you think that that's what Christmas is all about. No wonder you're deceived. No wonder you're confused. While our people got financial pressures, man, and false beliefs behind this silly little Christmas tree. The Lord said, "Don't believe that, man." And then, of course, the lights. You worship them, man. You worship them. Uh, who is this? And you think, yeah, that's right. And the Caucasian European, he burned the Yule log. You know what that represents and teach that the caveman to that Yule log was represented to teach that the caveman so he can heat his cave. All this stuff came out of this Christmas tree, man, and understanding of the Christian church put all this together so that they can make themselves gods. They can make themselves um, uh, the origin of the Bible. That Bible is made for the children of Israel, man. That's what you got to understand. And this Christmas tree ain't got a thing to do with either thing that we do. That's what you have to understand, right? Okay, that's what you have to understand. It ain't got a thing to do with it. Nothing. So let's get to one of our first words up here. I kind of said that, kind of wanted to push it a little bit. Let's get to this first word. Y'all know how it is. It's time to sit back, drink your wine and your yayam, and transliterate this first word, the one over here in red, right there. Transliterate that. Y'all got that? After I done beat up on Christmas just a little bit. Y'all take the time. Just don't step ahead of me. There. Just stay with this one right here because we're going to get this one out and find out what this word is. I have it. It looks like it's in ancient Hebrew. Hebrew is like Lashawan goes Abba Gada Hawazakata Yakalamana Sa Ipataza Kwarashata. You'll find all of that in the top line up there, and this ancient Hebrew, and then the Syrian Hebrew would be down in the second line, of course. And of course, we have the handwritten down the bottom, but just kind of use those two because you never know. Understand which Hebrew you're looking at. I got more, but let's deal with this first one right here. Okay. And make sure what we talked about, remember we said in connectors. Y'all make sure y'all understand these connectors here. Understand these connectors. That's important. And then y'all give me some answers up in here, okay? But just let you know that those gods, man, but we're talking about, we're going to get into the New Year's here in a little bit, showing you, I just gave you a brief synopsis about Nimrod so you can understand that the Romans used that. They used that to develop the Catholic Church and the first church, their version of the church. I'm sorry, because it's certainly Christmas trees ain't got nothing to do with church at all. It ain't got nothing to do. So, but you put it in there, it has nothing to do with the tabernacles that we had over the wilderness in coming out of Egypt, and of course when we were in Israel. And you put you allow somebody to put a spirit into an evergreen tree, and you believe that. That's not love. That's not joy. You allow someone to take your mind off of who you really are, the 12 tribes of Israel. And we got people now, they're attacking our Mexican brothers out in the street, man, throwing women in the street, and calling that good, wearing little masks and stuff. Be a man and come out and show yourself,
So like, yeah, I love you.
Yeah, what you got?
Manima as let's see.
Okay.
She as the first line is Paleo and Assyrian.
The first line here.
The third character.
Oh, did I do something? I messed up, didn't I? Salakia. It may be, but I'm Salakia. I may have made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Let me fix that for you real quick here. Okay. I do that sometimes. I apologize. Sorry, Manima, and everybody else. I do that sometimes when I ain't got my mind on what I'm doing here. There we go. That fixed that. Now I have done classes with Paleo and Assyrian, Manima. Salakia though. I have done classes like that. They see that okay? Yeah. Salakia. But I have done classes like that, but I wasn't trying to fool you. It's just a mistake. I own up to my mistakes. I have no problem with that. It must have been in a hurry or something. Yayan or Mayam. That's wine or water, one or the other. But take your time. Let's get this one done. Let me know. Pay attention to your connectors. You have connectors that do single connections, and you have connectors that join things together. Right? What do they call again? Independent connectors and dependent connectors. And that's what we have. Okay, so take your time. Salaki about that though. Didn't mean that. But take your time. Some people got some answers over there, I am sure. Right?
Raquel has an answer.
Raquel?
She said it's Tawala out of one. And by the way, my name is with that.
Right, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Raquel has an answer, and so does mine.
Okay. What you got? Raquel, you say?
The kind of one.
Okay. Take your time over there.
She has HAG.
HAG.
A.
Yeah.
WAY. AN. She's asking, is that it?
WAYAN?
The kind of
yeah, I'll look and let everybody put it on there, but that looks very close. Okay. That looks close to what you should have.
Manama has an answer. Manama.
Yeah, go ahead.
AH.
Here? Where you at? Here?
Oh no, she changed it. She changed that slide.
All right, go ahead.
HAG.
Right.
AWAYAN.
Okay. Good. It's Manima, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm glad because I let her off I let everybody off for a second there. Mm-hmm. But there are classes where I will mix the Assyrian, and that's a very astute move to recognize them. That lets me know you know the Hebrew chart, man. It lets me know you know the ancient and the Assyrian. That's important. But I didn't mean to mix that time. What we got? Somebody else up there?
We have someone checking in.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
pastor from Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit.
Shamayam.
Shamayam. Shamayam.
Uh,
From Detroit.
oh, Salakia priest. Property of priest. Yeah, property of priest and officer Mashaban Yahanna from
Okay.
Detroit, Michigan.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sister Shamayam.
Shamayam. Okay. All right. Yahweh Shamar Thaba Shem Yahushai from Detroit. Shamayam. Appreciate that.
Okay.
All right.
Izra has an answer.
What you got, Azara?
She has HAGA
Right.
WAYAM.
Right. Okay. So 3 people got it. 4. Looked like about 4 or 5 people got it.
Mhm.
But let's say that's the answer, right?
Mhm.
That looks like that's the answer. Okay. Let's see what this is. Let's figure out what we got up here. Let's clap it up for class, right? Good. I appreciate that. I'll clap it up for you guys hanging in there. Well, let's go. Let's do this. That's ha. This right here is a preposition. Okay, and gawaya means heathen, or you can say nation, the heathen nation. And when you take and make a yam out of it, use the plural of that right there, you have you make this word gawayam mean the heathens. And that's what this says right here. The heathen. And that's what we're gonna put down right there. The heathen. The heathens. I spell that right? So the heathens, basically. So all of these heathens, when the Bible says that, when we go back and we read this, the heathens, they're the ones. Who would that be? That would be Hamites. All those nations. When I did 18 nations, all those nations, every last one of them are heathens except for the 12 tribes of Israel, of course, on the chart, right? So everybody, this word right here, we got ha by itself. And Slakia, I didn't change that. I apologize. I changed it right here. Then we have a ga, so we said ha, that's the. Then we say ga, wa, ya, but then we're going to say ga, wa, ya, but we're going to put an M on the end, so it's a ga, wa, yum. That's where the S comes from, that plural. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So what does heathens are? Those people are nations that are not of the Lord, man. They're not. As a matter of fact, when we went away in captivity, when we were in Jerusalem, man, and a lot of people, they chose to go. The other 10 tribes chose to go and live amongst the Greeks. When some of them came home or they scattered abroad out there, Judah, Benjamin, Levi call them, man, y'all heathens, man. They were our own people. But that's 2 different types of heathens. That's what you got to understand. The heathens then would have been our own people. But right here, it's talking about the heathens that were out there. Those are your Edomites and all of the Elamites. Those are your dot heads and your Hamites. Those are your Africans. That's what Jeremiah 10:2 said. Look, let's read that again here. You say, don't learn from the heathens, man. And of course, if you see, but mainly that's what it's talking about. That is what it's talking about. Salakia. Let's go back here and read that. Jeremiah 10:2, okay? It says, thus says the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. When it's saying learn not the way of the heathen, it's talking about right here. Don't learn this Gawayam or these nations. We're going to use a preposition ha, the heathens, or the Gawaya. That makes sense? Anybody else check in? Anybody got an answer there? Okay. Learn not to wear the heathens and be not dismayed. Don't be distressed over these suckers, man. Don't be distressed over what they do. Don't be distressed at the signs that you see in the air, man. When you see all these lights up in here, you know, the all of these things that you think is supposed to, you know, you think you feel good because you got a Christmas tree lights on. Actually, it's the most deadly poison that you can put with this witchcraft that they put in a tree, because there is no man, there's no craft, there's no spirit in some Christmas tree, man. They ain't in there, right? For the custom of the people, verse 3, for the custom of the people are vain. That's vanity, man. You can't go and say that I've invented a little tree and put my son Tammuz in there and say that's supposed to be Nimrod. She's trying to make his son live forever. Well, damn, she didn't. She went over there and tried to do that. That's what I say her name was? Semiramis. I'm sorry. That mother loved that son so much, and more than likely the story says that's her Tammuz is a product of that, but I don't know about it. I don't know what's going on there. But I'll say this to you. Tammuz, that little baby, was supposed to be in the spirit, and then and if he died and he came about and now his spirit is, after Nimrod had died, is their son. However that worked out. But that don't mean anything to us, because we don't learn the ways of the heathen. We don't have the custom of the people. It's vain like that. We don't have that, man. We don't have all of that. Y'all understand that, okay? Understand that part of it. We don't have that. Learn not the way of the heathen, right? The custom of people are vain. And that's what you got to understand. We're learning the heathens right here. This word here, ha-ga-wa-yum. Ha-ga-wa-yum, the heathens. All right, let's move on to the next word here, right? Because last week we did we'll move on to the next. Last week we did the tenses, right? Past, present, future tense. And we're moving up to a few words here, some vocabulary, and basically describing those vocabularies used in Christmas, man. And we're gonna get into the new year here real quick, okay? Understand that, all right? Work on the next one here. All right, and notice whether it's ancient or Assyrian. That's what you have to understand. Like I said, Hebrew we have two different Hebrew languages that we use, ancient or Syrian. There's that. We'll show you. Follow that red dot there. Let's use that word and let's go over that one. Okay. Go over that word if you can. All right. Y'all go over that. But just keep in mind, if you have any questions about where you're in, because last time we had some beautiful understanding of the ending. That ending there, that's a possessive adjective, right? But it's pluralized too. Yah, that's ours or me. In this case, is a bunch of heathens right there. So those heathens gonna take hold to that. The heathens. That makes sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. So let's do the next word. All right. Let's do the next word. Let's do the next word. All right. You make sure you guys bring your water and your Yahanna. Got people on there already?
Couple of things. Sakwa is checking in.
Okay.
And Manana she's asking, is this the answer?
Okay. Who's checking in?
Sakwa.
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 Thakwa. Thakwa. Oh, the rib of Imawad. Okay. And then we have who said Manaima?
She's asking.
She has an answer?
Possibly.
Okay. Yahweh Shema Alatan by Shem Yahweh Shai to my sister. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Barak a thumb to my brothers also. Okay. What we got?
Okay, she's saying, is this the answer?
All right, let's go.
It's KAM.
Uh,
KAMA
mm-hmm.
DAR.
Mm-mm. No. No, it looks like it's you think it's this right here. You think it's this, but it's actually this. Let's make sure we put that out to the side. You think you think this is a ka, but it's not. It's actually this. And it's in Assyrian, of course. Mm-hmm. I mean, I used to do that too, right? But it's not, of course. This let's make sure you understand what that word is. That word there, you got to understand. Let me kind of take a little bit of stem off there so you wouldn't see it too much. But understand, it's not this right here. It's this, and they look sort of alike there. We did words of familiar words, especially in Assyrian, where people get a little bit confused there. I can understand that. But of course, as you see by now that we're in Assyrian, the Syrian, the Abba Gada Hawazaka still takes place in Lashawan Qadash. The sound is still there. Uh, and it has 5 ending characters, so understand that. Okay? All right? Understand that. Yeah. But the answer to your question was, is that right? And I say, it's not a ka. It's not a ka. Okay? It's not a ka. Just remember that.
Okay, you have some answers.
What you got?
Okay.
All right. We have answers, all right?
Okay.
What we got?
Thakuwa has an answer.
Okay, Takawa, what you have?
She has BA.
B-A?
BAMA.
It's not a B. Right here?
Kind of.
It's not a B.
Okay. Now.
A B would look like Takawa. A B would look more like this is what a B looks like. You have that, and then you have this, like that. And that's, I mean, it's hard sometimes to distinguish. We'll make it like that. That's what a B looks like. But that is not this right here. That's not that. Okay?
Okay.
What else?
Manaima has another answer.
Okay. What you got?
NA.
Okay, now we're talking just a little bit.
MA.
N-A. M-A. All right.
DAR. She's asking if that's it. DAR. And Takawa said it's not a ba, it's a na.
It is. Okay, what? Go back to what that was in what?
MA.
N-A.
NAMADAR. That's what Manaima is asking. Is that it?
She actually has those backwards. Just go and look at it backwards, and that'll solve that problem of yours. Okay.
Okay, Fakawa has.
I see. I see now.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna do a class on Assyrian language a little bit more. Okay, go ahead.
Fakawa has
Right.
NAMAKAD.
No, that's not a K. No. You have the first two right. I'm gonna leave that up here. Okay, but that's not a KAD.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm go ahead.
Israel has an answer.
I'm gonna make this a little bit more pronounced so people can see it. Go ahead.
Israel has an answer.
What you have, Azara?
She has NAMARAD.
Yeah. It's a little better, right?
And Fakawa has the answer too. Same answer.
Bakawa has it.
Mhm.
Okay. So it could easily go. All right. Let's see. That's right. Okay. So we have a word namarad. So what do y'all think that is? Okay, but that's right. You got to understand there are no connectors here at all here. So what language would that be? The Syrian, right? That's the D, that's a R right there. So there's your R. So it's namarad. So it sounds more like this, doesn't it? Let's try this one. There's that heathen, right? Namarad or Nimrod. That's what you have to understand. That's who he is. So I mean I can understand when you get that one right there. That was pretty rough, right? That's what you got to understand. Namarad, okay? Understand that. Namarad. So that would be Nimrod. Y'all know we just got through talking about Nimrod and his mother is Semiramis and him coming back. They say uh, as Tammuz. That's where you get the fake Christmas tree and all of that, right? Okay. Supposed to be a minor. So Namara. So let's do this one right here. Good. Let's clap it up for that, right? So Namara. That's how you would spell Nimrod in the Hebrew and Assyrian. Namarad or Nimrod. Okay. So let's do this last one here. Or not last one, but the last one on this list here, and I'll make another one for the sake of board space. Okay. All right. So follow that red dot right there. But let's get to the next one. We'll clap it up for class for people who worked it out on that one because I know how that can be. All right. All right, let's do that. Let's work on that last one there, okay? All right. All right. Let's work out this one right here. That word.
So you already have an answer?
Who?
Fakawa and Manima. They both have an answer.
Mm-hmm. So got that one? What they got?
Fakawa has.
Let's see if we understand what the rules about this and what language this is. This is the languages of what? Let's find out. It's either going to be Assyrian or ancient Hebrew. So that's what you got to understand. And how you figure that out, you just look at it, okay? Go ahead. What we got?
Aqua has CHAATHATH.
THA.
And Manima has.
Let me make sure I got that right. What I did right there. Yeah.
She said ancient Hebrew.
Huh?
She said ancient Hebrew. And Manima has.
Hold a minute, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, wait a minute there. Let's make sure. uh, okay, that's right. All right. What we got?
Manima has
Okay.
CHAATH.
She missed one of the A's. Who said that?
Manima.
Manima. Okay. Manima, why would you want to miss one of those? Because this little symbol here has a what? All by itself. It has a connector, an independent connector, all by itself. So what do we say that when you say independent connector all by itself? It gets its full sound. It's full sound. So in that case, wouldn't that be this right here? Wouldn't that be this word right here? Wouldn't that be that sound? I mean, right there.
Yeah.
So then we wouldn't get, and and the last part of it. Everybody who anybody else?
Izra has CHAATHATH.
That's right.
Shamyam calls it Paleo Hebrew.
Paleo Hebrew. Exactly right. Exactly. Let's clap it up for everybody right there. Manima, you get what I'm saying right there?
She said count on one count.
That's right. I got a smile on that because she know. But here's the thing though. She got this last part. That's what I was really worried about. That what people know how to cut that off, and they did. So what does that word say? Kataf. Kataf. Right? Has everybody got that up in there?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that word say. It says kataf. Okay. Y'all know. I mean, that's a good word, kataf, and of course, and that's what we're talking about. Kataf. That word right there is what? It means this in the Bible. Dismayed or terrorized. That makes sense? That's what you got to understand. That's where that word comes from. Um, let's look up. But anyway, that's. Let me look that up here and make sure. Yeah, to be shattered, man, to be broken, dismayed, like terrified, shattered. And you sitting up here looking at a Christmas tree, and you think you got love in this Christmas tree. You think you got joy, but the Lord said, "Learn not for the heathen is dismayed." Man, you don't want to be joined with him. It says, "Learn not the ways of the heathen." So, but that's what that is. So don't be this right here, man. Don't go around being terrified of this right here. Don't be in terror of that. That makes sense. But that's of course that's Nimrod the mighty hunter. So we got Hagawayam heathens, and we're gonna go into I'm not gonna get into much more other than this, but you got to realize that that's what's going on, and of course Nimrod and Kathaf, dismayed of terror. You got to understand that. In the Oh, let's see here. We really want to get into all that. Yeah. Let me put maybe two more words down here, and then we'll be done with that. Okay. Everybody good with that?
Comment.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's find out something here real quick. Let's do
You have a brother checking in. I don't know.
all right, what we got?
Um, Mariah Allah
Okay.
checking in.
Mariah
The
Allah.
brothers and the sisters.
Okay, all right. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Barak Atham to my brothers, and Yahweh Shema Alathan Bashem Yahweh Shai to the sisters checking in. The brothers and the sisters checking in, we appreciate that. All right. There we go. There. Let's follow this one right here real quick. Let's follow this, that little dot right there. Follow I'll put that dot so you'll know which one you're working on more than anything, okay? Well, I'll just put one at a time. They don't even need the dot there. Don't mean to be doing it that way anyway. Let's see. So, you got it. Let's work on this right here. Now, first of all, identify which Hebrew it's in. That's the first thing you got to understand. Okay? There we go. Let's work on this one. Let's find out what that is. Did I really want that? Nah, that ain't what I want. Damn. Nah, we've already done that one, didn't we? Yeah. That's not that one. We've done that one. So let's do this one. I'm sorry. Lock it. Yeah, you know, this is we've done that one before. Let's lock it. Hold a minute. Let's work on this one right here. Okay. All right. So lock you about that. That's a lock you about that. Okay. We'll give you another harder one here. There. Try that one. Try that one out. See what you think about that. Yeah, try that one out. In other words, do the one I'm gonna put this red up here so you guys will know which one you're working on, because I'm gonna draw another one up here. Work on this one. In other words, we're transliterating here. Figure out what language you're dealing with first, right? That's the first thing you got to worry about.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Just take your time on that, and you know, there we go. Check that one out. That'll be the next one here, okay? We're working on this one right here. And you got to be very careful when you're looking at these because, you understand what language you're under. You got to understand the rules that apply when you're working under ancient or Assyrian. That's the whole point. Okay. Because once you learn how to spell in Hebrew and transliterate, then we can go back and put, like we did, prepositions. You can put possessive adjectives. You can understand the what else do we did? Present, past, and future tense. But you got to first learn how to spell a word first. That's the whole point. Okay. So we'll be getting some answers here in a second, right? Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Understand. Okay. So let's understand Lashawan Qadash here. What we're dealing with. After we realize that that Christmas tree had no love in it, man. We realize that it has no love in it. It can't be for our people because everything. We'll make sure because everything that that is represented out there, it's always been against us. Making us go buy a Christmas tree and put it up in our, nail it to the floor. All because the heathen, all because you want to go back and worship some Hamite. You want to go back and worship the Roman ideas and vanities of what they have. Nah. You take your time. I'm doing transliteration here for the first word. What we got? Anybody?
Yahanna has an answer.
Anima has an answer. Okay. All right. Hold a minute. Uh, okay. Let me see. All right.
She has CHAA,
CH.
AA,
Okay.
DA, SHA, YAM.
Okay. Go ahead. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the New Year's, of course, the Most High. Because you still keep in mind that under the New Year's, they still flashing all these lights, right?
Yes.
See if we can get a picture of that. Flashing all the lights of the New Year's and the fireworks going off everywhere, and expect you to have love in your heart for this, because you think that this is going to solve the problem of me with I ain't got enough money to pay the rent, so let's just flash some lights out. That's what they think. You got the lights on the Christmas tree. Now you got the lights in the sky. What the Most High said: "Be not dismayed of them." Right? Not at this time. You got to understand, the New Year's ain't the 1st of January, but that's what people think, and that's coming up, right? And people think it's those flashing lights in the sky. Let's read that. Why you guys coming up with that, right? Let's read it. Let's read that. Let's read that. What the Bible says. And the Lord spake unto Moses, right? Because He says, "Learn not the way of the heathen." You don't learn New Year's that they are propagating to put the New Year's of the what January 1st in the sky with flashing lights, and I'm supposed to be happy about that. There ain't no love in that, man, right? But it said, "And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months." What does that mean? The beginning of months. The beginning of months, there are 12 months in a year. So the beginning of those months will be the what? The new year. So the Most High, here it is right here in the Bible. Exodus 12:2. "This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you." Right? And then of course we can go on further past that so that we'll know the first month that's going to appear somewhere toward Passover right there, right? But it certainly won't be January 1st. I can tell you it won't. You a few months off there, heathen. If you you're a few months off if you think that you can look up in the sky and see flashing lights and get some love out of that. Our people don't follow these heathens, man. Don't follow what the heathens done. Don't. That's what you got to understand. The Most High says, "Learn not the way of the heathen." Jeremiah 10:2. Don't follow what they've done, because they want you to pattern after those flashing lights in the sky. Look, show that light in the sky again. They want you to look at that, just flash in the sky, man, so they can show, so you can see. The Bible says the Bible's telling you when the new year is, because don't do it. That picture right there. That's what the heathens want you to believe is the new year. They say, "Happy New Year." What's happy about that when you're taking us and you're killing us in the street, man? When you're raising the rents, well, we don't even have enough money to pay our rent. And I'm supposed to be happy about that? And you done sat there with commercials on TV and sat there with "made us buy a Christmas tree," flashing lights in the sky. No wonder our people are confused. I'm saying get into the ISUPK. Pay your tithe and offering. We'll show you how to follow the Most High. We'll show you how to live right under commanding General Yahanna. That's what you have to understand, right? Not after these heathens. That makes sense?
Okay.
Yeah. So what do we got? Anybody? That's anybody else got this answer here? That's what it is. And so you got to understand the root word of this. Who got that one? Who said that right there?
Manaima and Azra.
Azara, I bet clap it up for him, right? Damn right. So Qadash, Qadash, okay? That's Qadash Yah, Qadash Yah, Qadash, Qadash Yum, Qadash Yum. I don't know if there's an A in there or not. Qadash Yum, okay? But that is supposed to be what? Months. That's what that word represents. Let me check on something here real quick. Slocky for that. Slocky, yeah. Let me find that. Okay. Y'all would pardon me for a second here. Let me go and find something here. Here it is right here. Yeah. Let's make sure we got the pardon me, bear with me for a second here. Let's make sure here. I'd rather be right about this. Hold a minute. Just a second. Oh, here. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay, that's it right there. Okay, this is what you got. Yeah, that's got I put too many yeah, that's it. That's what I thought. That A doesn't belong there. Okay. So what you want to do, you want to say Qadash because that's month, and then you want to say Yum. Qadash Yum. Okay. So right here, you stop it right there. If you would have connectors, it would be Qadash. Okay. Qadash. Like this. I mean, here, if I were to spell this out in Hebrew, in the ancient right here, I would say like this. I would do it like this. I would say ka, like this, and I'll put ka, and then I would put a da right here, and then I would put a sha, um, like this. By the way, this is probably like that anyway. This would be like this. Dash, and then I will put like that, and then I will put a ya, and then I will put a ma here, and then I would say like this: Qadash yum. That is the same word as this word here, Qadash, not the A on the end. Does everybody understand? If you understand that, make sure you signify that. Qadash, Ka here, same thing here. Ka. These are two different languages. This is Assyrian here. Slakia. This is a Syrian language, and this is the ancient language, the same word, Kadashium, and it means months. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
So understand that Kadash. The root word is Kadash, which means month. Then I'm pluralizing. Kadash Yah is, and then you put Kadash Yah, Kadash. Sorry. Then you want to put Yom. Okay, the months. It belongs to this. It's going to this word here, Kadash, Yum. That makes it plural. Yum, right here. So you need a single connector, and you need a connector that joins two right here. That's independent and a dependent and a dependent. That's why you get this word, Qadashim. Everybody understand? Everybody got that right there? Some
Kind of.
people say.
They said kind of.
Okay, good. I just want to make. Okay, let's work on this. What we got? One more here.
Mhm.
Let's work on this last one here. Okay. This last one here. Qadashim. That means months. I'm showing you how when we get the word New Year, I'm showing you how this word is what the Most High is saying. Okay, so let's find this. First of all, you got to use months. Oh, let's go on further. Let's go there. Okay. All right, go ahead. Do this. Transliterate this one right here, and that'll be our last one. Okay. Yep. Do this one right here. Of course, this is in well, you know what it is. This is the same thing. This is Qadashim. It just been the other language here. That's all. Qadash. Yum. Okay. All right. Same language.
Dr. Wall has an answer for the last one.
Takawa.
Mm-hmm.
She got to answer this one right here.
Kind of.
Talk to me.
RAA.
Okay.
H.
Go ahead.
SHA.
Yeah. Well, I thought. Okay.
SHAWAN.
Like that.
RAASHAWAN.
Who did that?
Takawa.
Takawa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. She did this.
She has an A between the H and the W.
She does.
Mm-hmm. Shawan.
She has an A between here.
RA, Ra, ASHA.
Okay. No. There ain't no A there. Of the way, but she's close. You don't put an A there. So what you want to do is this. Yeah. Let's see if I can spell this up here in another language. That's what it's going to take. All right. It's going to take this. Here. It's going to take Ra like this. And it's going to take Ra'ah like that. Then it's going to take a Sha. Ra'ash like that. Well, we don't want to do that. Ra'ash, and then we want to put instead of this Wa here, okay? Instead of that Wa, we want to say this. Okay, and then we want to say you got to put an N on there. So you got to do this. Like that. That's the correct way to spell that. And it's harder to spell in a Syrian, but this, in Syrian. But this is, I put a big old, let me put a big red dot there so you can see the two different languages there. Okay. Y'all, you got that? Takawa? Who said that? Takawa?
Kind of, I don't know.
Takawa, right. Okay. Ra, then you want to put ash. You don't need the wa there. You just say ash. Ra'ash. Wan. Wa, and then a na. Okay? The reason why is because what's the rule? You want to say, and here, you got so many damn rules here. But this is you don't need the H there. But you need the SH there because that's what that sound is. But you don't need the A after there.
Oh.
Y'all understand?
Okay.
Rosh one. Just make sure you understand.
She said concept.
Yeah. Right here, you want to say Ra or Ra. Then you want to say Ah. Then you want to say Ah. Then you want to say Shah. But you don't need the H in there. You know, we have too many H. You don't need it there. You want to, because you got all kinds of rules when it comes to this. When you put that ah and that I there, ooh, I gotta look sometime. But ash, like that, ra'ash. In this case, ra'ashwan. Anybody know what ra'ashwan means? Go ahead. Anybody in the chat? Mm-hmm. It means this. If I said this, that's what it means. So it's the first of what? So the new year falls when? So the new year falls the first of months, right? That would be the real new year. Not when they throw those fireworks up in there, right? When they do that, that ain't no happy time. You ain't got no happy time there. They trapping over us then, man. The real new year is for Ashwan. Let's read about that again, okay? So we'll know, and then we'll close class out. I'm glad you guys joined us. You know, it says this because people are getting it so mixed up when they throw those lousy fireworks up in there. They think that January 1st, they think that's the first of the new year. But the Most High said this, and the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron and in the land of Egypt, saying, when we were in the land of Egypt, Most High said, this is going to be your first of months right here. This month shall be unto you the beginning of the months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Okay, that's when you got to speak to the congregation. And then, of course, it tells, speak to the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of the month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers and the lamb of the house. Okay, and so on and so forth. That's what you have to understand. It's describing the Passover. Okay, if you keep reading verse 4 all the way down. And if the household be little, of course, we're gonna go through all of that, but that's what you have to understand. But it damn sure, it ain't happy. It ain't a happy time when you're throwing fireworks up in the air and you're looking at people. And some people say, and they out in the streets just going shopping, and you see an ICE agent pull up to you. You know, we got to protect our brothers, like Commanding General Yahanna say. All right, all right. So let's clap it up, class, man. Let's clap it up for class, right? Let's clap it up for class. How Shem Yahweh Shai Baraka thumb to all of my brothers. Yahweh Shema al thumb by Shem Yahweh Shai. Let you know that Christmas, there's no truth in Christmas. Okay? And the real new year is the first of the month at Passover, man. Around that Passover time, all right? The first, get an ISUPK so you can be educated. The only way to learn under Commanding General Yahanna with ISUPK, start off 1 West, 125th Street, right? So people clapping up for class, that what they got going on there? They're damn right. That's what you got to understand, man. Absolutely, I appreciate it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
She said another Tawak class.
Clap it up for that sister right there. Damn right, but now. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Baraka Thumb to all my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Allah Thumb by Shem Yahweh Shai to my sisters, man. We appreciate you joining in. I tried to do a decent class, but it's the Most High teaching all of us, man. That's what you got to understand. So we're going to read some Hebrew announcements here. I won't read them in Hebrew, but I will read them in the language that this heathen gave to me. This Gawayam gave to me, and who is that? Esau. But y'all understand. I mean, you understand. You know, you read those texts and make sure you understand, right? Anybody got any questions, just put them in the chat, right? Security announcements. We are the ISUPK started off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rule for the new brother and sister: when a brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brothers and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8 and 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asharah, 10% of every penny uh, of any increase the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teachers, priest fund. Free will offering for the priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would love. Upcoming holy convocations. Let's see. We'll look on our chart here. We have the next one is Purim. Okay, the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month, Monday, 2nd March, and Tuesday, the 3rd March, 2026. Esther 9:28 to 31. And of course, Salakia. Remind Akim and Akwak to check the bulletin board in the hallway if anyone wants to be a trooper or in the school to start wearing all black boots, boots, shirt, pants, and headband and scarf. And make sure that you pay your Passover fee, which is $200 in our 57th Passover coming up. Is it 56 in Houston, Texas? 56. I'm sorry. In Houston, Texas. Slovakia. We'll get it straight here. In Houston, Texas, make sure you pay your $200 to go to ISUPK.com online and call up your captain if you have any questions concerning this. Also, make sure you pay your tithe and offering and get into the ISUPK. Make sure you fill out your name and get in the class and get your name. Well, let's clap it up for class, man. All right, we're gonna stand. We're gonna stand up, and we're gonna end class. Right? Mom Shabbat, Majid, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb, Yat Yamata, Sar, face the scissors, Mom Shabbat, Majid, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan by Shem Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shema, done by Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yat Yamata, class dismissed.